I'm Tom, and this is a Casual Hiker's Guide. I'm not at the top yet. I just thought I would update as to what, why I'm here, why I'm in Todmorden specifically today. I guess in about 2019 I decided that I was going to do more and more hiking, and I did little bits here and there. I went to places like Hebden Bridge and Hardcastle Crags, which was originally introduced to me by a friend of mine called James, who is on Instagram, Stand and Deliver Photography, I believe. So check that out. But I decided that I was going to go and do more and more hiking. Obviously, did little hikes here and there, little walks, but nothing crazy. And then COVID hit, and I was like, right, I really need to start getting out. I miss the outdoors. I'm missing my opportunity to go. So I planned a load of hikes, absolutely loads. There's a good app called Komoot. So I was planning a load of hikes, and one of them was Todmorden. This was the first one, actually. So I decided, I'm going to go to Todmorden. I'm going to go hiking, and I got some walking boots, and I climbed to the top, and I thought I was going to die. Not in a joking way, like quite literally. I thought, do I have COVID? Is there something wrong with me? I was a smoker at the time, which probably contributed. But yeah, I felt awful. So I didn't make it. I went down, first path I could find. I made it to the top-ish. First path I could find down, I went back to my car and I drove home. Total hike was probably about 2 hours, if that. So I was a little bit disappointed in myself for not being able to make it. Also a little bit worried about my health. Later on I went for a further hike, and a few months later I did manage to go on a hike and climb to the top. It wasn't quite as high as this, but it was steeper and a more difficult climb. And I worked out, you can fight through it. A year today I've done, I don't know, since last lockdown I've done another 10 or so hikes, if not more, and I feel great. So I definitely feel like I could do today. I'm excited about today. I've even extended the trip. It was supposed to be 5 miles, it's now 10. I'm not at the top yet, but I don't have any doubt I'm going to get there. And the idea of a casual hiker's guide is that I am a casual hiker. I'm not a person that, has done mountaineering training or anything like that. I'm somebody that loved the outdoors, decided he wanted to do it, and went and did it. And you can too. And, get views. Much like this, we will be higher soon. Much like this, with just a little bit of practice. So the plan was to catch a little bit of my climb, because I guess I wanted to show myself out of breath a little bit, again, just to kind of show that it's something anybody can do. I think I'm pretty much at the top now, which is good, because I feel alright, I feel fine. A little bit out of breath, that's normal. When I was on my way up the hill, I stopped, I took a break, had a drink of water. There's nothing, I don't like stopping on hills. The reason I don't like stopping on hills is because, your legs are starting to warm up, you're getting them going, and if you can keep on going, then it's better to keep going, because your legs are warm already, and you know, by the time you get to the top, you have a break up there, then it's flat ground rather than you starting again on a hill, which is not quite pleasant. So I stopped on the hill, and I applied suntan lotion. Took my top off and applied suntan lotion. Now you might be thinking, it is really cloudy. Why are you applying suntan lotion? Well, the sun is supposed to come out today, and if there's one thing I've learned, so when you get into the rhythm of the hike, you sometimes forget that you need to apply, or have not already applied, suntan lotion. So, one top tip: apply suntan lotion if you think the sun's going to be out. It's just to make sure that if the sun does come out, even for a short period of time, that you're protected. Let's go around this way. And as is custom, touching the trig point. That is an absolutely fantastic first achievement. So, one bit down for the day. Put my jacket on, as it was getting a little bit chilly. It's a jacket that needs to come on and off. It's a warm jacket, which is great. You know, everybody wants a warm jacket, but it's, you know, you can get jackets which are better, like a mix. So you can get a jacket which is like a light topper jacket, like a windbreaker, and then you can get on top of that like a down jacket to stick, well, underneath that, I suppose, a down jacket, so you have like a really warm jacket and then a really thin jacket which protects you from the wind, which seems to be the biggest problem where I am at the moment. Is the wind is pretty cool. You know, that's part of hiking, I think, is if you start getting into it, you can build up your stuff. You don't need to have the first place that you climb be, you know, a mountain. It doesn't have to be. I haven't been up Ben Nevis, I haven't been up Snowdon, I haven't been up Scarfell, I haven't done any of those, and yet I'm out every weekend doing 10 miles. But yeah, you know, my point is that you don't have to go up these crazy places. You can start with, you know, a comfortable pair of trainers, jeans, t-shirt, and a backpack with water. Water is incredibly important. That's something that you should just make sure you have. And then go to, you know, popular places, but still beautiful, like Hardcastle Crags. You could do a little walk up around High Force. There's a few waterfalls called High Force from my understanding, so what I would suggest is googling the highest waterfall in the UK. My point is that if you want to go out somewhere, go out, enjoy it, and don't feel that you need to, you know, oh, I can't go on this hike, hike, you know, because I don't have the right shoes, or because I don't have the right trousers, or whatever. I'm currently at the Bridestones, or still at the Bridestones. See me walking a bit, I am still here. Some sheep there. So I just walked down a bit of a strange path then. It's weird because there was a normal bit of road next to it, but it seemed like that was private and the path was the public bit. And the path was like give you a little bit of a view here, looking back, like a little ravine. The parts of it were really difficult to, well, not difficult, but it was covered in like trees and long grass, and the fence was cut, so I had to go through a cut fence to get into this little ravine. So straight away I was like, am I supposed to be in this ravine? Is this where it is? It says this is where the public footpath is. There was a guy just digging a trench, for what reason I don't know, and I was like, you right? And that's me waving, you right? And he went, you right? I was like, can I go this way? Is that right? He's like, yeah, that's the path. God's sake, it's mental. I thought whilst I'm walking along a long, rather regular sort of road, it's nice, but like on the feet wise, it's an absolutely fantastic road. It's sort of made out of sand and a few little stones. In terms of like the sights, it's a big steep bank on one side, and then on the other side there are some views, but not always, not at the moment. I don't know why I showed you right now, because there's nothing right now, but there are some good views, you know, when the embankment clears. Oh, there's a car coming. The car that came there was a car that interrupted my my flow there, and as I am fairly new to all this, not sure how I feel about recording a video. Oh, there's another car. Recording a video as you know, as people are around. Maybe that car will pull in the same place as the last one, we'll see. I've got a bit of time, they're not driving too fast down here. The guy that I saw that came out, by the way, interesting fella, was telling me about the bird life in the area, because they keep track of it. So there's grouse and all that sort of stuff that they have to keep an eye on, because it's a nesting period. And you mentioned the name curlews. Now earlier on the walk I saw a bird that was weird looking in that it had a very weird beak, sort of like long and thin, and came down a bit. So I asked him, I was like, is that a curlew? Is that what a curlew is? Did I see a curlew? Apparently I did see a curlew. So there you are. Interesting fun fact of the day. There was a curlew. Another reason to stick on the path, as I mentioned earlier, by the way, and as he told me today, there are eggs, nesting birds, in the long grass, on the ground. Not all birds nest in trees. And they have little babies that can't fly away and are very small. So you or your dog, if your dog is off the lead, could very easily stand on them. There's stuff out there, and we've got to look after it. And a lot more people are hiking these days. Population's a lot bigger, so it's not just one person. There's hundreds of people out there. Although, again, on my hike today, not really so much. Let's have a look over here. You could just about see it there behind me. There's a little ruin out there. There are supposed to be some more archaeological buildings, is what they're called, further around, so I'll have a look at those soon. And I'm now walking across. I left the path a little while back, as I'm sure you saw. I'm now walking across moorland. The vastness of the landscapes that you have across the UK is absolutely ludicrous, and we're so lucky. I've been to, Lake District, Peak District, different parts of the Peak District. Yorkshire Dales, have walked the Mendips in the southwest, and Exmoor, and all these places. And they're just, every one of them has got its own wondrous sort of nature to it, to make you feel like you're really not necessarily out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's a farm behind me somewhere. There you go. I mean, I'm really alone out here. There's nobody around. I can't see anyone. There's nobody walking. There's nothing going on at that farm building back there. There's not a house. It's not occupied. There is a house over there, but that is definitely abandoned, without anybody there. And then I've just got, fields, cows. It just goes on and on and on and on like this for miles. Is that any better? Ooh, I absolutely love it. We're so lucky to have what we do, and I'm so fortunate to live, right between both the Peak and the Lake District. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I need to find a way down, but get to the bottom of the valley here. You see a little stone bridge over there. It's just gorgeous. We're just lucky. Definitely very, very lucky. Nearly fell over. Hey, look, it's a casual hiker's guide, so we're showing everything here, guys, and me falling over happens quite regularly, if I'm being entirely honest with you. You're talking a few times a trip, a walk, a hike, so that's normal. Sun's come out, which is beautiful, and I'm loving life. What do I think of this walk so far, I think, is the main question, isn't it? Like, that's what we're here for. How is the walk around Todmorden? And so far, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's a lovely walk. It's a really nice walk. It's super quiet. I'm heading up to another high point. I don't know if there'll be a trig point there or not. It's not marked that there is one, but sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Sometimes it's just a pile of rocks, so we'll see what's there. No big deal if there isn't one. I mean, I wasn't 100% sure there was one at Bridestones, but there was, so seeing as I didn't make it last time, I wouldn't know. But yeah, it's so far it's a great walk. It's super quiet. There's beautiful landscapes, tons of wildlife like birds, rabbits, squirrels. The guy that I met, one of the guys that I met, had a brief chat with him, which is nice. It's always good to have a chat when you're on a hike, because you tend to talk to local people and they give you a bit more information about the area. And he was saying skylarks, keep an eye out for skylarks. He was somebody that knew about all the bird life, including the one that I thought was really weird with the strange beak. So if that was one that I was interested in, I suppose the skylark is also pretty cool. Now I'm climbing another hill, slowly but surely. It's not too bad of a climb. I know I'm breathing heavy, but that's fairly common for me. Yeah, so paths. There's been a few paved paths, especially at the beginning of the route. There's quite a few, but pretty much once you get to the Bridestones, it clears up and it becomes more, I suppose, soft underfoot and easy. I was going to say easier to walk, but the path is not clear. I think it's this way. It's nicer underfoot, is what I'm trying to say. There were a few weird bits like this now, which just seems to be a marsh, even though this is definitely where the footpath is telling me to go. I'll go back this way, I'm going to walk that way. But for the most part, yeah, it's all fairly straightforward. Yeah, this has got to be it. Might look a little bit strange, but this has got to be it. So it's been really nice, very comfortable on the feet, because too much pavement, just pro tip from me, or a personal tip maybe more like, too much pavement gets uncomfortable. When you're doing 10-12 miles, which isn't a whole lot by some people's standards, but for me that is a whole lot. When you're doing 10 or 12 miles, pavement gets really, really painful and is not comfortable. And personally, whilst I don't mind the pain from a climb and the difficulty breathing, and you struggle with your legs, especially as an ex-smoker. Ex-smoker now. I don't know if I told you guys earlier, but I have actually quit smoking as of December 2020. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, as an ex-smoker, my breathing can be a little bit difficult sometimes. It's getting better. But your legs hurt and these sorts of things, there's no need to add to it. I have got some bigger plans. It reminds me, I've got some bigger plans at some point. And the bigger plans will hopefully come to fruition soon. But those bigger plans will include me doing hikes as much as 15 miles. I'm trying to keep it below 15 miles. Reason being, it's not, I mean, partly for me, obviously. It's not all for me. It's not all about me and hiking. My friend James, who I mentioned earlier, he got me out hiking and he took me on a relatively easy hike, and it really got me back in love with the outdoors. And I want to do the same for somebody else. I've noticed it's getting a bit windy. Don't know if it was that windy before, so I do worry about the microphone. But yeah, he got me back out hiking, rejuvenated my love for hiking, and it's blossomed from there. So the intention of these videos is that hopefully somebody will watch it and go, you know what, that Todmorden walk that he didn't look too bad. As I am going to be posting this to YouTube, I'm going to be putting a link in the description which will just explain, or it'll be a link to the Komoot website, which is where I plan all of my walks, and you can follow this walk if you want to. Alternatively, you can shorten it. I would say, you know, if you're able to get up to the Bridestones and back down, that in itself is an achievement. If you feel that, you know, you're feeling all right and you want to go all the way and do the whole loop, definitely worth it. I mean, there are bits that are a little bit long in terms of you know, just sort of like it's a walking path and it's not constant. It's not constantly like this. Again, I'm doing it again. It's not constantly like this, but there are certainly some bits that are not as interesting as the rest. But I mean, you know, you're walking from one point to another. It's sometimes there are going to be bits that aren't as great, but it's all about getting to these places. That's the point. That's why we do the climbs. That's why we do the long path sometimes, because it links to somewhere else. It's just amazing. I'm very happy, very happy. Right, so next stop, hopefully, is a trig point. Well, what do we have here? And oh my god, look at those, look at that. That view is incredible, absolutely stunning. Unless you're going to be climbing the highest mountains, which I have not done yet, you're not going to get views as good as this. Right. Trig point, done. Absolutely fantastic. What a treat. What an absolute treat. Delicious lunchtime. Wow. It's a little bit windier, so I apologise. I don't have a windproof mic or any special technology. There is a nice little bit of rocks there. Yeah, I'm on my way back down the hill now. It's been a good day. Like I said, ridiculously quiet, like super quiet. It's been super nice, and the sun's shining, little birds everywhere. Yeah, it's been a good day. I'm heading down. I don't know, probably got, I don't know, like 3 or 4 miles left maybe, and that'll take me back to the car where I can drive home. I did park for free. There is a very small car park next to the train station. If you get there early in the morning, you can park your car, and I mean, I didn't pay last time. I didn't see any signs. I double checked this time just in case, see if anything's changed or if I missed a sign, because sometimes you miss them. But I didn't see any signs, so I've parked there again today. Yeah, working my way back there. Kind of missed the hill a little bit already. I mean, considering this is a 10-mile walk, like I say, the ground's been really nice and soft, which has made it easier than a lot of walks that I've done. The climb, like all climbs, I felt like death when I got to the top. I say I felt like death. I didn't actually feel that bad. I felt worse in the past, but I did, I was a little bit out of breath, and I got over that fairly quickly and carried on. So I think Todmorden is a good walk for the casual hiker, especially if you've not done it before. There's some incredible views, as you've seen, and I mean, still coming down the hills here, it's just still incredible views. For how quiet it is, and how much of an unknown walk, I think this is an absolute hidden gem. Road walking. All of a sudden, loads of road walking. I say loads, it's not been that long really comparatively. However, I know that on this occasion I parked in the town, so I know the last leg is definitely going to be road walking, so hopefully there's not too much of this. Fresh eggs for sale. The farms down here are really nice. I saw somebody like with sheep in their sort of back garden almost. It was incredible. Yeah, lovely. Anyway, lots of road walking, so let's get this out of the way. Off the road again. Right, well, the sun is shining, so that's a positive. Somebody hasn't closed this gate properly, that is not a positive. Might have something to do with the metal being really warped, but even so, I did a better job. I'm basically back where I was, not at the start of the walk, but about 20 or so minutes ago. Reason being is, and I'm about to see them again soon, there were about 5 or 6 cows, and not like in a field where you can sort of just be like, right, I'll ignore them, I'll just carry on walking, I'll ignore them, it'll be fine. No, it was 5 or 6 cows in the middle of a path by the gate that I needed to get through. So I'm hoping, not 100% sure, but I'm hoping that by going down this way, which is a lovely path, actually it's much nicer than the path that I was on, I'm hoping that by going this way I avoid the cows. I mean, it's worth coming back. Spectacular views, it's just a great walk in general. Yeah, very, very happy with today. I'm very happy to have conquered that, that weight on my mind. Never again do I have to tell people that I failed to climb Todmorden, or I could tell them that I failed to climb Todmorden and then I get in slightly better shape. I managed to come back and do it, which is great.